Welcome back. This is part 2, taking a social media detox, my mental health reset residential therapy program. In last week's video, part 1, I explained why I took a break from social media, my mental wellness journey. I shared the mounting obstacles that led me to a mental break and why I needed a detox from social media and frankly from my life. In this video, I will explain where I went, what it is, and what I gained from this residential therapy program. This video is for mature audiences and my channel is set to 18 and up. If you or someone you know is struggling with mental health, please consider reaching out to the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline by dialing 988 for immediate support. On February 3rd, 2025, I checked myself into the Lakes Addiction Treatment Center. It is a dual diagnosis facility. There are many dual diagnosis facilities across the country, but I chose the Lake for 2 main reasons. First, it was personally recommended to me, and second, it was only 2 hours from my home, which meant that my boys could see me on the weekends. Beyond that, I was drawn to its beautiful setting. It's great, you guys. It's located on a lake and it's super peaceful and it's set up in a hotel setting. Much better than the hospital.
My name is Kim and I've been here for 2 days. So my experience has been good so far. Everyone is super kind, super welcoming. That was one thing I wasn't sure what it was going to be like with the residents here. And everyone is so nice and open and excited that you've come. And they're excited to get to know you and find out why you're here and share with you why they came. Some of the most helpful things I've experienced so far while being here is probably the other residents. Obviously, this place is brand new for me, so I'm sure I'll find out more. And I haven't even met with my counselor yet, so I'm not sure how well that's going to go. Hopefully it goes really well. But definitely the residents have been so great at helping me navigate, helping me understand how the whole program works, helping me just know what to look forward to as far as phone times and hikes and things like that. So they've been the best resource so far.
Did you go on the hike today?
I wasn't able to because being brand new, you have to wait a week. The stage that I'm in, I believe, after just arriving is I was in detox for the first 24 hours, and then I was moved out of that into more of a residential situation. So I think I'm considered general population now. So all rooms are very similar, except the benefit to the detox room is you do get a TV. Once you move to general population, no more TV in your room. And then I would say the best accommodation here so far is the food. The chef here does a great job. And especially I have some eating requirements, which he totally navigates beautifully and just always makes sure that I'm well accommodated. In a year from now, I look forward to being sober for over a year. I look forward to not waking up in the morning feeling hungover. I look forward to not feeling this pull on me that makes me want to escape life when things seem hard. Those are the kinds of things that I'm looking forward to in a year. If I could talk to someone who was in my shoes, I would say that it might not seem like you've hit rock bottom yet, but you should act before you do. And that was the feeling that I was starting to get, is that every day I was realizing that I wanted to cope more and more with alcohol or getting high. And those were things that were just starting to happen more and more frequently. And I could just see that if I didn't get a handle on it, that eventually I would hit rock bottom. And I didn't want that being me losing my boys or losing my home or losing my business. I just felt like I needed to be responsible and get on top of it as early as possible.
In my previous video, I shared how I was coping with life's struggles with alcohol and THC gummies. While my primary goal was to detox from social media, this experience also helped me step away from these substances. Since I had never been to a program like this before, I think most of you might be unfamiliar with how it works as well. So I wanted to share what a typical day was like for me at the lakes and how the program is structured. The cost. First, I know you guys are going to ask me what the lakes cost for a month. A month-long stay at the lakes costs around $19,500 if you're paying out of pocket. However, depending on your insurance provider's coverage, a significant portion of this fee may be covered, making treatment more accessible. Its location. The lakes is located on Lake Tulloch in Northern California, about an hour north of Yosemite and 15 minutes from Sonora. The facility itself is a converted hotel, giving it a more comfortable and welcoming feel compared to a traditional treatment center. One unique aspect of the lakes is that it sits in a cell phone dead zone, making it the perfect place to truly disconnect, not just from social media, but from the outside world entirely. The rooms. During my stay at the lake, I stayed in 4 different rooms. My first room was a detox room, which is designed for residents who are detoxing from things like alcohol, meth, or opioids. These rooms include a TV, allowing those feeling unwell to rest and not feel the need to attend group therapy yet. Since I arrived around noon sober, I decided to immediately start programming at the first class I could go to, which was at 2 p.m. that afternoon. The next day, I moved into the east side, which is where all residents begin their stay. My first room was room 17, and a week later, I switched to room 15. Each time, I had a different roommate. The Lakes is set up with one area that's considered the east side and the other area that's considered the west side. The major difference between the east side and the west side is that on the east side, you don't have a balcony looking out at the lake. And once you get moved to the west side, you do have a balcony. So after 2 weeks being there on the east side, I moved to the west side to room 45. My first week in that new room, I had a roommate. But then my second week there, I did not have one and I was alone, which was really nice. Although I have to say that all of my roommates were great. I never had an issue with any of them and it was a great experience for me. Since residents arrive and leave almost daily, roommates can change frequently, especially on the east side where people start. However, once you get to the west side, people are there longer and the roommates don't shift as much.
Get ready to elevate your beauty routine. Join me every week at 10 a.m. Pacific for my Beauty Lives, where we'll dive into microneedling, rejuvenating acid peels, expert scalp care tips, and lots of beauty devices. I'll also share the latest skincare brands and makeup must-haves to keep you glowing year-round. For exclusive insights on injections, weight loss peptides, and more, download my Skin and Wellness app linked in the description below. For additional insight, check out my blog that details each of these beauty lives and any other videos I've shared with you. We are about to go live, so hit that subscribe button now and join the beauty revolution.
If you are interested in my community and our Skin and Wellness app, you can find it linked here in the video and in the description. If you like reading this video, it is also a blog found on the website and again, linked below. The lake schedule. As I mentioned in the previous video, part 1 to this series, I had been self-isolating, and one thing that I loved about the lakes was that it was an impossibility to be alone. Every morning I woke at 5 a.m. and immediately headed to the gym to start lifting. There was almost always someone there for me to train with, which of course made it even more motivating. I also worked on my pull-ups, which had been a goal that I had been chasing for about a year. And unfortunately, since I'm not allowed to film there, you're going to have to use your imagination for most of the things that I'm sharing with you. But I have some exciting news. On my last day at the lakes, I actually got my first pull-up in, unassisted, all by myself. I was just like so stoked. After lifting, a group of us would cold plunge in the freezing pool outside. I've always dreaded the cold. It's actually one of my biggest fears. I hate being cold. Even right now, I'm like freezing. But I would tell myself each day, this is the hardest thing you're going to do today. And of course, having a group to do it with made all the difference. Lifting and cold plunging aren't part of the Lakes program, but it was something that I added into my daily ritual just because I thought it kept me motivated. It kept me accountable to my fitness goals. And it just really improved my overall day. Breakfast is served from 6:30 to 8 a.m. And they have options like eggs, oatmeal, yogurt, fruit, granola bars, and of course, coffee. At 9 a.m. is when the first group begins, and it's called Community. In this group, we all share in a round circle, and there's about 50 of us. We share a feeling word, something we are grateful for, our daily goals, and a personal affirmation. I genuinely looked forward to every morning in this group. And since coming home, I've continued the same ritual in my 5-minute gratitude journal. You can get this little journal on Amazon and I have it linked below and it's on sale right now. So Monday through Saturday always started at 9 a.m. with Community. Then from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., we attended either a conscious recovery or a life skills class. Lunch was served at 12 p.m. and we had the middle of the day as a break. We didn't start group until 2. So during this time, especially if it was sunny outside, I just go lay out by the pool. From 2 to 4 p.m. in the afternoon, these groups are led by counselors and the topics are self-directed by them. So they would choose different topics and that's the topic that we would do during those groups. Between 4 and 5 was chore time. So each resident is given a chore and these chores change over weekly. And during this time, we would do our chore and work on any homework that we had that was given to us by our counselors. Dinner was always served at 5:15. And then our final session of the day was from 7 to 8. And this was a kind of lighter kind of session. So there could be music group, there could be recovery art, there could be some kind of therapy video we would watch. Sometimes we did questions just to get to know each other better. So this was a nice little way to end the evening. And then the lights were out at 10 p.m. Weekends had a slightly different structure. On Saturdays following the morning group, we would have what was called double scrub. So this is when you did your chore, maybe a little bit better, and then you also had time to clean your room and change out your sheets. Another benefit there is that they do your laundry for you. So girls and guys had different days and we would drop our laundry off and they would do all of our laundry for us. You can imagine as a mom, you're like, wait, they're doing laundry for me. They're cooking for me. It was kind of awesome. So during the week, during groups, the rooms are all locked. On Sundays, the first group started at 10 a.m., which was called orientation. So all new members coming in would get to learn kind of how the program worked. But everyone went to this orientation, whether you've been there for 30 days or 90 days. During the week, our rooms were always locked during group because they wanted people to be in group. But on Sundays, the rooms remained unlocked all day. You could also use the public phone throughout the entire day, whereas during the week, there were only certain times of the day that you could use the phone. One group I particularly enjoyed was phone group. On phone group days, which was right now is Tuesday at 3 p.m., you could get your cell phone and you could use it for 45 minutes. Initially, of course, I felt like I had lost a limb when I turned over my phone to them. But by the second week in phone group, I wasn't even utilizing the full 45 minutes. So I think that it was working. Especially since before going there, my average on my phone had been 20 hours per day. The activities. I was at the lakes during winter months, so outdoor activities weren't as frequent as they are in warmer months. However, I still had some incredible experiences. One day I went off-site to an escape room, so there was like a handful of us picked to go to an escape room, and so we did the escape room together. On another day, we drove out to Yosemite and did a couple hikes there, which was like a beautiful day. And even though the water was freezing, I managed to wake surf 3 different times. I really looked forward to these activities because they helped break up some of the monotony that you could get from day in and day out of being on the program. So who goes to the lakes? Most of the people there were from Modesto, and a lot of them even knew each other from kind of the drug scene there. But there were also nurses, professionals, and even another influencer. Despite our different backgrounds, the love and support that I received from each one was truly incredible, and I will love those people forever. On my last weekend there, I had the opportunity to give back. You guys know that I get a lot of product here, and I had boxes and boxes, and I was trying to figure out something to do with it over the last year. And when I went there, I saw the incredible need, especially for the ladies. And so I was able to have it all brought down, and I did a little group where I did Q&As with them, and I handed out just bags and bags of skincare and makeup so that they could feel more beautiful. But the funny thing is that I did not think that the men would be into it. And surprisingly, the men were totally game. And it was actually really inspiring to see how many of them wanted to take care of their skin and had questions. My meds. At the lakes, I was able to finally fine-tune my psych medications. When I first went to the hospital, they gave me 15 milligrams of Abilify, and that did stabilize my mood, and nothing felt like a 10 anymore. However, I started to not feel anything at 15 milligrams. After some adjustments, I now take 10 milligrams of Abilify per day, 25 milligrams of hydroxyzine twice a day for anxiety, and 75 milligrams of Seroquel at night. I'm sharing this to be completely transparent, and also I hope to destigmatize the idea of taking psych meds. Mental health is a personal journey, and for me, getting my psych meds dialed in was a huge win and has made a huge difference in my life. I appreciate your understanding, love, and support as I'm sharing this information with you. My biggest takeaway from the lakes was learning to slow down and take a breath, that not everything is a 10, that not every problem in life requires me to freak out, and that not everything needs to or will be fixed. I also realized how important it is to take and embrace downtime. I'm addicted to being productive, and although that's great, it also turns me into a workaholic and makes me more of an angry person, unfortunately. Of course, another huge benefit was getting my psych meds dialed in. This experience also taught me the power of daily reflection, the true value of friendship, and most importantly, how to take a deep, much-needed breath and move forward with more clarity and peace. Life can be very challenging, and some might think that what I did is extreme, but I didn't see another option. I'm grateful I took this time to put my air mask on so that I can be a better mom and a better friend and a better daughter. This was an incredible reset for me and a gift that I gave myself that I will always be grateful for. Lastly, again, I want to thank all of you for your support and kind words on Instagram. I see your DMs, I see your messages, and they really do fill me up and they help me not feel alone. Another thing that I cherish is the community that I've built inside our app. You know, you guys are incredible to me. I feel so much friendship and so much love and support, and going through these hard things and sharing my life so openly online hasn't always been easy, but I've always felt like you guys have my back, and I can't thank you enough. Again, if you know someone who is struggling with mental health, please consider reaching out to 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline by dialing 988 for immediate assistance. I hope this answered a lot of your questions on where I went, what I did, and why. I hope me being transparent with what my vices were, all of the things that kind of led me to needing to use and search for coping mechanisms that may have not been the most healthy. I hope all of this in some way makes sense for you. I also hope that if you are looking for something like this, you check out the lakes if it's near you. It was a great location for me. There are places like this all over the country. And if you are thinking, gosh, this sounds amazing, or this sounds exactly like something I need, please look into it. You don't have to be worried about always shelling out a ton of cash because a lot of these places take insurance. And a lot of them will help you get on an insurance that will cover it for just like your stay, which is incredible. And with that, I'll see you guys on the next video.